Hi there, having a cup of tea? This time I want to talk about self-care as a survivor. It's very hard, especially when you were abused as a child. Your brain was basically trained to think about others first, mainly for survival, to make sure the perpetrators were happy and hopefully nothing would happen. Also, because of survival, you were trained to turn off your own feelings and your own needs, because everything was needed to keep yourself safe. So in this vlog, I'm going to talk about things that I've done and ideas to help you take steps forward in that. One good thing to do is to write a list of things that you used to enjoy as a child. Or, I mean, obviously not everything as a child was great, but there must be some things, and I found that's what I did. I started writing lists of things that I used to like. I watched a video from Kellyanne Maddox, who has got some great ideas. It was more about spirituality, but it helps in many ways. And she says things like, write down things that float your boat or flick your switch, which I love. And for me, I also did things like focusing on things that I was told I wasn't allowed to do, or and just sort of wiping the slates clean and starting again, going, okay, I'm in charge of my life now. What would I really like to do? Even little things like, sometimes you get that feeling like, geez, it'd be nice just to have some time on my own to sit outside with a cup of tea. Do it. That's self-care. That's self-love. Quite often you'll find that that voice of abuse pops up again and goes, no, you can't do that. You've got a million other things to do, and really you have got no right to do those things. That horrible voice tells you that, like I said, you've got no right to do those things. You don't deserve those things. Well, that's a load of bullshit. You do deserve it. Everyone deserves it. Everyone deserves some time out for themselves, to take care of themselves. As a survivor of abuse, childhood abuse, it takes a bit longer. It's a harder road. You've got to do it a little step at a time. So when that voice comes in your head, even if you can say, no, fuck off, I am going to have that cup of tea outside, that is, fantastic. That's a big, courageous step for you. Well done. Things that I have found useful, and the hardest time to do it is when you really don't feel like doing it. That's when you really need to make yourself do it. If you can, a walk in nature. I found nature extremely healing. It's and they say scientifically, you need to spend a good 2 hours in nature for it to start having some really good effects. But any time's good, but 2 hours is really healing. Spending time with nature, listening to the birds, if you can be on your own, even better. But if you can't, you need someone safe with you, that's fine too. But yeah, just listening to the wind, listening to the birds, you might hear frogs, you hear insects. It's just an amazing feeling, just listening to it, and it helps you be in the moment, which is a really important thing. I'd Google that if I was you, because that's a very important part of healing, is learning to be in the moment, because we tend to live, we disassociate and end up in all sorts of places because of triggers and not in the now. So it's worth checking that out. That's been very helpful to me. The other thing is meditations to help calm your mind. Now, when I first heard about meditations, I was terrified, because I was raised as a Christian, well, obviously a fundamentalist Christian, because it was like all that sort of thing was evil. The only thing you're allowed to meditate on was a Bible verse. Fine, if you're a Christian and that helps you, go for it. But I found things like just simple breathing through your nose and breathing out your mouth as slowly as you can for about 10 times. That's a simple thing, just to bring you back to now and once again listening to what's going on around you. But these other meditations I discovered by the Honest guys, and they've got a wide variety of different types of meditations that are voice led. Some are just nature, some are just music, but some are, you know, some fantasy ones, some are just, yeah, all sorts of things. I'll put the link below. I found them fantastic. So they've helped me. If I try and do at least one every day, I find that the best. And in the middle of the night, you know, if you wake up and you can't get back to sleep because your head's full of you've just had a nightmare or whatever, I find that's a good thing. Plug it in, listen to some meditations, and you slowly fall back to sleep again. That's been really helpful for me. So I mean, you'll find ways, but I do really recommend that. A time to learn to slow down and just listen, and just, yeah, it's letting your brain have a break from all the horrible voices and shit in your head. So it's very healthy. Yeah, so my first recommendation is write a list. And keep plenty of space, because gradually you'll think of more and more things. And it might be as simple as putting your hand in a creek and feeling the water. I mean, that was fun as a kid, things like that. But I've got a list here. So yeah, walk in nature, a cup of tea outside, listen to nature, as I said, eat your favourite food, go for a picnic. If it's too much to go somewhere, have the picnic in your backyard. Look, on a rotten day, you can even do things, and I've done this, lay a rug out in your lounge room and have a pretend picnic inside. Just let yourself play. It's really important. Meditate, time out for yourself, go somewhere that you love to go, or try and make yourself go somewhere new, to be curious. That's, I found, is really helpful, is to learn to get in touch with your curious side and let that lead you. So, you know, oh, I've always wanted to go and look in that op shop. Do it. Do it. It's really important, because those sort of things were suppressed as a child. Your curiosity, your fun, and those are the things you need to tap into again for your self-love and self-care. I mean, there's much more to it. Listen to your favourite music, dance to it, sing to it. Basically, you'll think of things. There'll be plenty of things you can probably Google for ideas, but it is probably the most important step in healing, to actually learn to get in touch with your body again, with your awareness of your body. You know, things like you tend to tune out of when you're tired and things like that. You've got to learn again to know when your body's tired, know when it's hungry, when it's thirsty, when it needs time out, when it needs a cup of tea with someone. It's hard work, but you can do it. You can slowly learn to listen, and meditating or spending quiet time on your own, that's when you'll hear those things. When you really listen, write them down, go like mad and write down everything that you're feeling. But it's worth it, because, you know, I've been suicidal. I've been at rock bottom, and I found this sort of thing extremely helpful, extremely helpful. Just be curious and play. Just go for it. I really encourage you. It's worth it. Love and light, Willow.